My husband and I moved to Lewis about 18 years ago. At the time, our oldest daughter was 1.5, and we had 2 other children that were born here on Lewis. We moved up from the south of England and had no knowledge or understanding of Gaelic at all, or any other languages. We were fascinated by the opportunity of putting our children into Gaelic Medium and the possibility of them learning another language, which was not their own. Once we'd found out a little bit more about Gaelic Medium Education, it just seemed like it was too good an opportunity to miss. The opportunity for our children to be completely fluent in a language which wasn't their own language. Like we thought that if we'd have moved to France, we would have taken the advantage of having them in French-speaking schools, and we were just delighted to have that opportunity here on Lewis. Before we decided to put our oldest daughter in Gaelic Medium Education, the thing that made us hesitate to start with was the fear of not being able to help her with her homework. I was a teacher, so I knew how much infant teachers relied on parents to listen to things like reading and help with spellings and things. So my fear was I wouldn't be able to do that. But actually, the teacher was, Katie's primary 1 teacher was really reassuring. She said, you know, we know you've got no Gaelic. We're never going to send home words to put in a sentence or anything because we know you wouldn't be able to do it. So it was just amazing how quickly Katie picked up reading. I mean, I could listen to her read and I could test her on the spelling words. And as soon as she had started reading, she just took off with reading and didn't need us to help her. We still listened to her and supported her, but she didn't need us to teach her the reading because she just grasped it and went with it. And of course, once she could do it, she could help the other 2. My children have really benefited from Gaelic Medium Education in so many ways. When they were in the infants, one of the most amazing things I think was when I first saw their news jotters, and they, with no Gaelic at all at home, they'd managed to write their news from the weekend completely in Gaelic, which was amazing. And then a wee bit further up the school, I remember somebody showing me one of my children's maths books with a child in the English class's maths book, and it was exactly the same maths, but my guys were doing it in a language that wasn't their own. That was amazing. So they absolutely were doing the same work, but in a different language. Another really amazing thing for me was the first time I ever saw them having a conversation with somebody in Gaelic. They were speaking to some of the people along our road who would just speak to them in Gaelic, and my guys would answer in Gaelic, which, as somebody who, you know, I couldn't understand it at all. So that was another really amazing thing. More recently, for example, my elder daughter, Katie, she carried on with her Gaelic at school and did National 5s in fluent Gaelic. And she also took her history exam through the medium of Gaelic, which was great in the summer because she was able to apply for one of the Gaelic student summer placement jobs. And she got a job with the Kinloch Historical Society, which was perfect for her because she was using her Gaelic and her interest in history. Another thing she was able to do lately was she saw on Twitter that Girl Guide in Scotland were looking for someone to speak in Gaelic, to speak on the radio in Gaelic about one of their new initiatives, and she just tweeted back that she could do it. And so she's in Glasgow now, and so she went along to the Gaelic radio station, and was interviewed in Gaelic for them to put out as like a press release, which was another great thing that, you know, was a great thing she was able to do off her own back because she could speak in Gaelic. For anybody considering Gaelic Medium Education for their child, I would say absolutely go for it. There's only, as far as I can see, there's only positives about it, and it's such an opportunity for your child to become completely fluent in another language. I would absolutely do it again if my children were about to go through school again.